What is going on today, guys? So today we are going to be working on the Silverado. It is a beautiful day in the middle of February, oddly enough, where it's about 50 Fahrenheit. So getting outside a little bit, getting some fresh air, but also we're going to clean up a couple of things. So here's what we're going to do. I need to relocate this amp ideally behind this seat. I don't think it's going to allow me to actually access the seat once it's down, but in this instance that's totally okay, just because we don't really, this isn't going to go up. I've got a sub box underneath here. I just would like this out of the way if I can. So additionally, we are going to be pulling out, so to get all this kind of stuff done, I'm going to probably remove all of the seats because it's not so hard, and when we do that, we are actually going to replace the sash clip that I pulled off of my bench seat for the secondary seat right there, because it is not in there currently, as well as we are going to replace the seat bottoms for this seat and that seat. This one's got a little tear right here, really not so bad. That one's fine, but I do have two new ones and I'd like to just get those going. And at that time, we're also going to install heated seats. So what do those look like? This is a kit that I actually bought off of AliExpress, and everything, let's see, is right here. So here's the controller, here's the little knobs. The cool thing is they actually just rotate just like that. It's pretty cool, really easy. It needs power and ground, and then it is these fabric-like material. And originally I didn't think these were gonna work because of how long it is, but you can actually cut them right along the axis, and then you use a little bit of this foil tape to seal it, and it is totally fine. So I'm very excited. I have a set of these in the Ranger and they work super well. I think I paid like 32 bucks shipped for a 2-pack. So one that'll service a full set of seats was $32. So it's really cheap. You just gotta wait for it a little long, but that's not too big of a deal. So with everything out too, we're finally gonna get this wired up, as well as I need to wire up. There is a cigarette lighter on the bottom side over here. Let's see, oh, that opened up. So there's a cigarette lighter right here that I'd like to get wired up, and I'd really like to get, probably we'll just end up running it in there just because it's nice and easy, but I'd really like to convert one of those to an ignition source rather than a constant, just so that I can leave a couple items plugged in that I only want to be using when the vehicle's on as opposed to off. So we've got a bunch of stuff to do, but thankfully it's a beautiful day outside. A lot of this stuff is pretty straightforward, and yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, so now that we have all the seats out, we've got the amp over here. I think I'm gonna want to push, because this just is all it's all just foam. So I think we can push it hard against here, and I think we'll be in good shape. So I'd be thinking probably something like right about here, where it's gonna sit in between there. That's about the thickness, and it'll be pretty decent. So let's see real quick, actually, because I think I can just slide this in. Let's see. So we are going to want to do something like this. I do have the battery unhooked, by the way. Probably always a good thing to do that whenever you're working on anything like this. So ideally it's going to end up probably like right here. I think if I go on that side, I think I'm going to run into some other issues. So it's probably going to go right here. But something that I would really like to install is going to be a fuse block. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. Boom, right here. So this is this just happens to be a waterproof one. It's always kind of a good idea, but very simple on there. You've got fuses, and you've got a bunch of fuses right here for it. You just put your positive here, negative here. These are all a negative bus, and then you've got all your positives with a little LED. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna end up putting it like right about here, probably something actually like this right there. So I should be able to see it nice and easily over the, because the center console is going to be right here. So we'll be able to see that. We'll be able to grab power and ground right there. That's going to power both the seats, the heated seats, the little cigarette lighter, and it's all going to be ignition power. So it's going to be really nice and easy. How we're going to do that is we're going to grab power from the amp. We're going to run it underneath, because as you see I got a bunch of holes right here, and then we're going to use a relay. So real quick and easy, I always kind of make one of these up depending on the relays. So on the top, I'll see if you can get real close right there, you can read all of the little items right there. So you see all the little numbers. Okay, those correspond to everything here, and I even have the colors because I buy a couple 5-packs of these. So black one here is ground, the quote-unquote source is white. Okay, so this is going to be an ignition hot wire. So we do have a blue remote wire that runs actually all right there, and I actually see that it's sitting right here. So I'll probably just tap directly into that. That will go right here because this is going to be directly next to it. Okay, then we're going to go to the constant red wire. That one's nice and easy. It's going to go right from the red wire there, right to this piece right here. Okay, then you're going to go to, sorry, oh, I apologize. So the blue wire is the device wire. So this is what's going to go to the red terminal, okay, positive terminal on the fuse block. Okay, that's what's going to be the output. The red is the input. Okay, the white is going to be that remote wire that I was just referring to. It's this wire right here, this blue one that powers our amp. Okay, and then the black is ground. So a lot of these will come in a 5-pin configuration. For what we're doing, the yellow is not necessary. The yellow is a conditional wire from my understanding, but we're not going to need it in this instance. We're just going to follow this one right here. It's going to be nice and easy. Okay, so I have the numbers listed directly on here, and these are verified numbers directly for relays. So as long as your numbers match up, you can rock all of this stuff right here. Okay, if your numbers don't match up, then don't do this. Okay, don't just say, oh, the blue wire is the blue wire and the red wire is the red wire. Don't do that. Follow the numbers, make sure it's exactly what for what you're doing. Okay, very importantly, okay, so for this white source wire, all right, this is a positive trigger. Okay, what I mean by that, all right, is that this wire will see 12 volts when the ignition is on. Okay, you can also wire a relay to trigger off of ground. Okay, however, we are not doing it in this instance. Okay, so just, it's a very important point to make sure that we mention, is that this is a positive relay that we are going to be running, not a negative relay. Okay, so now we're going to use some nice 10 gauge wire to run, probably just snake it all directly back through here. That's actually why I took the rear seats out as well. Get that wire started, get wiring, and yeah, we're well on our way. All right, let's get to it. Show you how to install a universal heated seat kit into virtually any seat. So these seats are off of a 2007 to 2013 Chevy Silverado. We have adapted them for the work truck, so we actually have power going directly here. Unfortunately with these, you can't get the heated seat modules to fire natively, so you do have to go with something aftermarket like this. So this is just something we bought off AliExpress. It is a 2-seat kit, so we got the other seat right there, and then as you see, you just have a couple of little dial knobs, you got a little control box, and then some leads and some power stuff. So at the same time, we are going to replace the seat bottom with some brand new ones that we got off eBay, just because we have a little nick. Let's see real quick right here. So we are going to replace that, and then we're going to get everything all together and going forward. So the very first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to remove the seat base at a minimum, and then we're also going to remove the bottom of the top portion of this. So what that entails is, I have a longer form video too on this. What that entails is you have to remove the side pieces right here, and then this base just clips back here, back here, back here, and then there is a push pin on the front side, but on the inside of it. So we are going to get this all set up and ready to go, and we're going to get the base off, and then we're going to keep moving forward until we get everything done. Okay, I have a power supply on the other side. I'm going to recline it backwards so that we can have a little bit better access to back here. Should make it a little bit easier to work with. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so this should be fully free now, so you should be able to slowly work this back depending on the condition of yours. Now you're not going to want to pull too hard because there is internal clips on these insides. So let me give you a little bit more height. There we go. So you want to roll it around the edges. Okay, just like that. Again, do not pull too hard on this. Just there we go. Okay. So, all right. So now that we have this started, you want to keep pulling it back here. Unfortunately, this is common right there. But as you see, there is these yellow clips, orangish clips in there. Really easy. What you want to do is you just want to very lightly push against the clip, and it should pop free of this little plastic channel. So the plastic channel is on the seat cover, not on the seat, but these orange clips are what holds everything in place. So I'm going to try to work this back and forth. Come on. It's very close. There we go. Okay. So now you're gonna, again, just work very gently on this and look for all the clips, because if you ruin these, you need a new seat base. And I don't know how much those are, but it's kind of a little bit much. So I thankfully have a secondary seat base, because these aren't the original seats to the truck. So, but you may not be in that position like I am, so don't do that if you can avoid it. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this side, and then we're gonna get this middle portion right here. So there should be two little, back here, as you can see, there should just be two little Velcro pieces. And that's going to be one on either side. Yep. They just pull free. Okay, and then you should have, yeah, two more clips. I just wanted to verify. So we should be free on this side. Now we need to go to the other side real quick. Let's get those free. Sorry for the wind. now this is the factory heated seat cover, but unfortunately I don't think we're going to be able to make that one work as much as I would love to, because it does have the forward and the rear. It's only going to be a rear only, but that's okay. So just because it looks very similar to what we have going on with ours. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, we'll take a look, but I am not holding my breath. Yeah, so this should come free now. The whole base should, let's see, real quick. I think we might just be a little bit wrapped up on the back side here. Yeah, we are. Okay. So there should be a connector for this heated seat somewhere in here. Hold on 1 second. Yep, okay. It's right there. So we are going to just sneak this out though, and that is the old seat cover right there in its former glory. So just like that right there, as you can kind of see, here's the plastic channels. Okay, that's what actually makes it retain its shape. And then you've got the clips here. This one had a clip. If you've got cloth seats, it'll have a little push knob up front, and then there should be a wrap here, and then these are the last two that wrap. I believe it's like somewhere like down here. Yeah, right there. There's a little foam piece right there. So that is the old one. Now, just because I have not pulled apart these seats to this degree, we're just going to kind of clean up a little bit of that. Unfortunately, you know, this wouldn't be the worst time ever to replace this if you were concerned about it, but we might just leave that, even though it's kind of coming in, but these seats are still really comfortable, so we can probably get away with it. Let's take a look and see. So here is this portion. And yes, okay. So there is a connector underneath. Again, this is only going to apply if you have factory seats. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily worry about this if you don't. So, and I am just pulling this one out, and then this whole portion should come out. Yep, there. Much easier. Okay, so this is the factory heated seat piece. It looks like it is a 4-pin, and I'm willing to bet, the unfortunate thing is, I'm willing to bet that this, it's just power ground is all you need. The only problem is I don't know if there's any sort of temperature sensor in these, so I am not going to risk it. There's really no point to doing that, and we'll see. Let me go grab my other base, and then I can show you the differences between these and the cloth seat ones. So here's what appears to be the differences between the foam seat cushion. So this is going to be like your work truck or LS, LT with work seats, and your these were LTZ seats from what I recall. So obviously this is the heated seat portion that should just come up and off, and then this is it here. Now I would prefer to use this one because all of the connectors are really nice and taut, but man, I can't, there's something I can't quite name, but like it just feels like it's softer on these. And for some reason I think that I had read something that they were that the seat cushions were different. Now height wise, I mean, it's about the same. It's not really, you know, that's not really a big concerning factor there, but man, like I just don't really want to give up any of the plushness if I can avoid it, because man, these seats were super comfortable. And it's like whenever I touch this, like this potentially could get better, but I'm just not really sure. I just don't know also if this was just more degraded due to the cloth, like allowing things to permeate rather than the leather, but I'm not really sure. The only downside with this one though is, as you can see the bar right there, but there is enough cushion right there that I can probably get away with it. So let's try right now with removing this. I should be able to just lightly pull on it, and it'll probably tear the foam just a touch, but nothing too bad. Let's see, because this is the factory one right there. put a lot of tape on the back side of these. So there we go. Okay. So that's the factory heated seat element. Looking at it, oh boy, I think that is a probe. Darn. Okay. Well, worst case, it looks like there's a probe right in the middle right there. Unfortunately, this is really stained too, which I'm not really too concerned about that. But the fact there's a probe there means I might have been able to use it, but I'm not going to take that chance with this because I don't want to burn up that controller or anything like that. So these are the seat pieces. So yeah. Okay, cool. Well, what we will do then is we will set this over here and let's get the new one. Okay, so now we are going to take our new heated seat base, okay, and we are going to match it up, and it looks like we can take it to right about here. Yeah, right about there is about where I feel good on that. Okay. Make sure it's not plugged in when you're doing this. Just like that. Okay, that is now trash. Now this one right here is all you need. Okay, now at least in my kit, now I would imagine that this is probably a common thing. It'll come with a couple pieces of tape like this, and these are used if you do have to cut just the end like I just did. You will just basically wrap this. And from my understanding, it's probably just like a little bit of a protection, just to make sure that you don't run into any issues, or, you know, the element causes any problems that can be caused by a heated seat element. Oh no. There we go. Cool, just like that, and I'm just going to trim the ends just so it's not something that would make noise, even though it shouldn't. There we go. Now, unfortunately, you can't adjust the width on these, so if that's what you were planning on doing, unfortunately, that is a no-go according to the manufacturer, at least of the kit that I went with. So, if you go with something else, maybe you can. I don't know. So, from here, the only other thing that we need to do is we are going to remove this backing that is right here. Basically, going to remove it just like this. This will keep it in place while we are putting on the seat cover. Really have it on there good. Okay. So since we have the tape on the front, we're just going to simply line it up just like that. There we go. Cool. So now the base is good to go. It's on there. Yes, it is on there good. I can already tell. Now we are going to grab our new covers, and I have not even unboxed these yet. So take a look at them together. Like that. I got these off of eBay, so yep, okay, yeah, and it's pretty much exactly what we were expecting. Here's the plastic pieces. These will just clip in. All this stuff will wrap around and should go together nice and simply. So we are going to, part of me really wants to start at the front, but the other part of me is like, I don't know if that's a good idea. So let's work it around and see where we end up. You know what? Let's start in the middle. So we're going to turn it inside out, just like how we removed the other one. Just like this. Okay. There we go. So that should give us the best amount of space. Oh yeah, that's exactly the way I think it's supposed to be done. Because, yep, clipped in there. Clipped in there. Okay. Now we're just going to rotate to the side. Clipped in there. Oh yeah. This is fitting nicely. Perfect. So now that this is clipped in, we are just going to simply rotate this around the base right here. Right here is the little Velcro spots that we were talking about earlier. Let's go to this side. There we go. Okay, we did have one of those pop back, so just keep that in mind. That might occur to you too. There it is. And then it should just be able to just pop back in. So, let's see. Deal. Come on. There we go. So, looking at it like this, just need to stuff it in there just a little bit more. And then there's the Velcro. So the only thing that we'll have to account for now is you'll just need to figure out whatever side that you are going to be putting your piece on right there, your wiring harness, so that you can get that correct. But I'm just going to push this in. This should get much more taut when we're back in the truck because it's going to be able to attach to the frame. But yeah, these look like they fit really nicely. So it's just something to kind of work back and forth and get it nice and tight. And yeah, enjoy your new leather seats. Looks like we got a little bit of a strangler there. Oh, there it is. So there it is. So that side is ready for reinstall. Okay, now we are going to do the top piece because we need to do the heated seat portion on that. Then we can go from there. Okay, so starting at the back, we're going to be a little bit more tricky. I have not yet figured out how to get these to sit nicely. Now, when I swapped out, or I should say, when I got these seats from the junkyard, they did not have the seat backs on them. I guess that is something that people like, or maybe they're commonly destroyed. I'm not sure, but eventually I did come across a set of them, and that is what we have now. So there's a couple of clips on either side that you end up having to pull out. I'm trying to recall exactly where they were, because you should be able to just go in there, pop them back a little bit. They're just all plastic, right, like that. And then there's one more right here. There was two on the bottom, if memory serves correct, and there's two on the other side. So you'll end up kind of in a situation where I am right now. Oh, there we go, one and 2. There we go. Okay, so, and then there is 2 at the bottom, just like that. If they ever want to actually come out, there we go. Should just pop out just like that. Just be careful, because these do, it does look like these can be damaged somewhat easily, unfortunately. So, from memory, because we did have to put the airbags in these, there should just be clips here, here, yep, here, both sides, and then the base, and then that should allow us to pick up the whole front side of this. Just taking a look right here at what we're seeing. Looks like actually one of these lumbar pieces came out, so that's a nice little fix that we just completed right there. See? Yeah, there we go. That ain't too bad, if I do say so myself, because that will give us a little bit more lumbar. So couple additional things. So these I wrote specifically, remember this being a huge pain. So to get this off, because I had to do this for the airbag, it was just a huge pain to get to remove. So let's. It's like the channel is very, very tight. Where is my flathead screwdriver? Come on. There it is. All right, so there we go. Cool. And now, same concept. I'm going to leave this top part on because it is a pain to get off. An absolute huge pain to get off. So keep that in mind when you are doing this. My upper seat covers are totally fine, so I did not order replacements for those. But we still need to go in there for the heated seat portion, which should be right on the other side. So let me flip this around. Okay. Alright. So, should be able to just push, yep, just like that. Yep, so these are going to have the same clips that the other ones had, and I imagine it's going to go all the way up to the top, so I may end up still having to do this, but let's see. Basically same concept applies, just like the base, where you just need to take your time and pull your clips correctly. If not, you are going to screw them up and you are going to need new cushions. Be careful if you have a later model, like I do, where there's airbags in the top portion. Just be careful. They're not difficult to work around, but obviously don't deploy the airbag if you can avoid it. But that's on you. So let's see. You can see my handiwork right there. The cushions are different. They're pre-gutted if you have airbags. That was a change in, I think, 2011 for the side curtains, maybe 2010. I don't know, but these ones were not. However, I used my other ones as a base template, mainly because the same reason, where I could not get the top portion to release correctly, so I didn't bother. So now we are here. Okay, actually, you know what? We can stop, because as you can kind of see right here, it does not go above this. So, same thing, where we should just have to peel. If you go slow, you'll take less, which is good. Peel this one too. Okay, and should just be just like that. Okay, so real quick, so you guys can also see this. All right, so this is the connector for the heated seat. Okay, we can see that because if I pull this right here, it all comes forward. And it looks like there's one connection point probably on the metal frame, and then you've got one connection right here that should just come out if we wiggle. Oh, I'm sorry, it'll have it on the back side because that's what the other one does. Yep, right there. So there's that, and I'm gonna grab, I've got a trim tool. Definitely recommend that if you do not have one. It is a very large improvement over trying to get in there non-stop. But there we go. There's the factory one. Let's see, this one had a probe too. So it looks like, so if you were to be able to see, it looks like maybe right there is a probe, but I don't know. I'm not confident enough to say that my controller will handle that, because I don't know if the voltage is different. You can assume that it'd be 12 volts, but to be honest, I really don't want to take a chance and light myself on fire or burn down the truck. It's kind of not worth it. So let's grab the other element. So I'm going to lean the seat forward. Okay, just like that. That'll allow us to wrap this forward just like this. Don't put too much pressure on your, here, let me move you over here. Don't put too much pressure if you can avoid it on this, because don't forget these are plastic. So again, same thing we did earlier, where we were just going to look and measure. Actually, I think I want to get a little bit more. So, let's see. I'm going to feed the wire through just so I can see where it's going to end up. And right about there is where I'm liking that. So, maybe a little bit. There we go. Okay. And we can go quite a bit higher on this one, it looks like. Right about there is what we're looking at. So, we'll grab our scissors. Okay. Go. Nice and easy, and we're going to grab the thermal tape once more. Wrap it around just like this. And just like that. Cool. That is done. So the very last thing that we need to do is take these white pieces off and stick it to the seat. We could put the cover back on, we could put the base back in, and this seat is finally done with heated seats installed. And yeah, the seat will be ready to go back in. The passenger seat will still need to be done, but thankfully, now that we know the entire process, it's gonna be a little bit quicker for sure. Just like that. Go. Now we're going to bring this back down. We should be able to get it nice and good. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so close. You know what? Let me get this one done, because I have a feeling since we didn't fully take this one off, you're probably gonna have to work back and forth with it to get it to slide on nicely once again. Which is somewhat common to have to do. One. Okay, two. That side is done. A little bit more support right here. and that's it. So unfortunately, my audio actually cut out during the middle of this video, but all I was talking about was the fact that both the seats are fully put together. The wiring's all set in place and everything is good. I'm going to now start transitioning over to installing the center console and getting all the fuse boxes and stuff set properly in the actual cab itself. What you'll actually end up seeing during this transition while I continue to work on this, I had to actually put the fuse box underneath more of the passenger seat. Unfortunately, due to the height constraints given by the actual center console, I couldn't fit anything between the center console and the floor, which made it very difficult, at least from the initial onslaught of me doing the install. But I was able to slide that just past actually the passenger seat track and get everything working very nicely. Additionally, I was also talking about how I was going to run my radar detector wiring as well as all of the wiring for the heated seats actually underneath the floor mat to get it actually all wrapped up and looking nice. And here it is. Everything is all back together. These will even out over the next couple of days. I did also wire up the radar detector. We've got the items right in there as far as a couple of the heated seat deals. We've got all the bells and whistles all hooked up. Everything works and it works well. So that was a long day, but we got a lot of things done. We got the heated seats done, we got the bases done. I mean, pretty much the only thing I need to do still is go match up all the cladding for the feet, but that is a project for a different day. So thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you guys learned something, and see you guys in the next one.